Do you actually know what makes your cat feel truly loved by you? Yes, you feed them, you pet them, you give them a good life. But behind all of that, there are things your cat is quietly craving that most owners never think to do. These are some of the most powerful ways to bond with your cat. And if you keep overlooking them, which most owners do, you might never experience the deepest level of connection your cat is ready to give you. Let's start with the one you can try tonight. 1. Scratching the spots they secretly crave. Have you ever noticed your cat leaning hard into your hand in one spot, but pulling away in another? That's not random. Everything changed on a Tuesday. The tall one didn't reach for my bag. He sat down, really sat down on the rug. For the first time, he wasn't a giant. He was a roommate. I watched him from the safety of the bookshelf. He didn't call my name. He didn't make that loud baby talk that usually makes my ears twitch in irritation. He just existed. Slowly, driven by a curiosity I couldn't suppress, I hopped down. He stayed still. He offered his hand, not as a claw from above, but as a steady platform at eye level. I rubbed my cheek against his knuckles. That's when it happened. He didn't grab me. He used 2 fingers to gently scratch the base of my ears and the corner of my jaw. What the science says, science calls this allogrooming behavior. By targeting my facial pheromone glands, he wasn't just petting me, he was signing a peace treaty. My brain flooded with oxytocin. I wasn't just putting up with him anymore. I was melting. Chapter 3. The frustration of the red dot. For months, the tall one thought he was a great hunter. He would click a small plastic tube and a red dot would appear on the floor. I would fly across the room, my heart hammering against my ribs, my claws clicking on the hardwood. I was a predator. I was a tiger. But the red dot was a ghost. I would pounce, feeling the floor cold and empty beneath my paws. I would look around, confused. Where did it go? My adrenaline would spike, but there was no kill, no satisfaction. I would eventually walk away, flicking my tail in frustration. The tall one thought I was bored. The truth? I was exhausted by the lie. Then came the day of the nervous mouse. It was a simple feather on a string, but the tall one didn't swing it like a helicopter. He made it hide. He let it peek from behind the sofa cushion. He made it move in short, jerky bursts, exactly like a bird with a broken wing. I stalked. I waited. My pupils dilated until the world was nothing but that feather. When I finally leapt, I felt the prey beneath my claws. He let me hold it. He let me bunny kick it. In that moment, a rush of dopamine hit my system. I wasn't just a house pet. I was a successful hunter. I brought the feather to his feet, a gift of mutual respect. Chapter 4. The frequency of safety. I used to hide when the tall one had guests. Their voices were like jagged glass, loud, booming, and unpredictable. Even the tall one's normal voice was a bit much for my ears, which are designed to hear the heartbeat of a mouse under 6 inches of snow. But then, he started talking differently. When it was just us, he began using short, soft phrases. Hey, Shadow, good boy. His pitch went up just a little, not a screeching baby voice, but a melodic, rhythmic hum. It reminded me of the chirps my mother used to give when she returned to the nest. A study from Paris Nanterre University, which I overheard on the magic glowing box he watches, said that we cats ignore human-directed speech, but tune in instantly to cat-directed speech. It's true. When he speaks softly, I feel my eyes start to close in a slow blink. That is my way of saying, I trust you enough to close my eyes in your presence. Chapter 5. The hand that feeds. Feeding time used to be a mechanical sound, the clink of the bowl, the rustle of the bag. I ate because I was hungry, but there was no connection. Once a week now, the tall one does something strange. He sits on the floor and opens his palm. In it are 3 pieces of my favorite salmon treats. At first, I was wary. A hand is a weapon usually. But as I leaned in and felt the warmth of his skin against my whiskers, I remembered a primal memory of being a kitten and having food brought directly to me by someone who loved me. By eating from his hand, the hierarchy vanished. We were a pride. We were a family. Chapter 6. The equal ground. The most powerful moment of our bond doesn't happen when we are playing or eating. It happens when he just sits. Sometimes he sits on the floor to read a book.
He doesn't look at me. He doesn't try to pull me into his lap. He just occupies the same low-level space. By making himself small, he removes the threat of his height. I usually walk over and sit about 2 feet away. I turn my back to him. To a human, this looks like I'm ignoring him. To a cat, this is the ultimate compliment. I trust you so much that I don't need to watch you. I know you have my back. Chapter 7. The Final Connection. Now, when people visit, they ask the tall one, "How did you get your cat to be so affectionate?" He just smiles. He knows the secret. He stopped trying to make me a dog. He stopped trying to own me. Instead, he learned to speak the language of the whisker, the scent, and the slow blink. Science says we cats are semi-domesticated, but I think we are just misunderstood. We don't want a master. We want a partner. And in the quiet of the evening, as he scratches the magic spot under my chin and speaks in that soft, soft hum, I know I have found mine.